Peace that passes all understanding. Would you like to have that? I would. I love having that. There are some days that that's more prominent or available to me, than other days or other moments, but I am familiar with it and it's fantastic. It's an incredible space of life to live as. Peace that passes all understanding. That's what we're going to talk about today. So peace that passes all understanding, and this is a very, very powerful topic because it's not something. Peace is an incredible thing to feel, right? It's very peaceful, very safe, very calm, able to be very present, kind of encompasses peace, right? Everything's okay, everything's moving in a really good way. True peace, real valid peace, is a knowing within yourself that you have, period. What do I mean by that? True peace is something you have whether the experience you're having or the world around you you're in at the time is peaceful or not. You're still at peace. You still have peace. You still hold peace. That's true peace. For me, that's the peace that passes all understanding, because in a sense, it doesn't make sense. It's not understandable. How could you be at peace? How could I be peaceful if the experience is chaotic or traumatic or even unknown, scary, yet I'm at peace? That's the peace that passes all understanding. And we're going to talk about how we get there and how we stay there, okay? So what we need to understand first, if you will, is what this is not. It's not about escaping. It's not about avoiding. It's not about trying to get out of an uncomfortable space too quickly. It doesn't mean we stay in an uncomfortable space forever. Very, very important to hear this. And it doesn't mean we look for uncomfortable spaces, because it says don't avoid them, don't try to escape them, right? Well, it's not that you're trying to create them and look for them. But what it is saying, what we're saying, what this space is offering is the understanding that life is going to unfold in the way life is going to unfold. As you have your life happening and you're experiencing it, whatever the space is, as it happens, you don't become it. It doesn't take over you. You're aware of it. And it can be at a level of intensity that you're very aware of it because it scares the hell out of you. Somebody you loved's been hurt, or something came out of the blue you didn't expect. And it can be intense. And that's normal. But you're not trying to escape from it and act like it's not there, avoid like it, isn't real, or get out of there as fast as you can. Peace that passes all understanding stands there with presence, unwavering courage and strength, and acknowledges acknowledges, is aware of it, feels the sensation of the fear, feels the sensation of the dis-ease, feels the sensation of uncomfortableness, whatever this is. And then acknowledges just as well, just as matter-of-factly, this is what the experience feels like, but this isn't what I feel like. I'm picking up on the space, but I don't have to carry it. I don't have to become it. The space could be chaotic. The space could be something I didn't see coming. The space could be big. The space could be difficult, but I don't have to be. I'm not trying to escape the space. I'm not trying to avoid the space. I'm not trying to prematurely get out of the space. I'm there. I'm present. It's the ability to stay with the space and not have the space change me. That is the peace that passes all understanding. Now, it is also an alignment of belief, if you will, that the peace that passes all understanding that infuses me, that I embody, that I choose when the space itself feels the opposite, and I'm able to maintain that alignment of balance and coherent energy. So that peace that passes all understanding that's flooding in because I'm choosing it, you have to choose it, is spirit. That's how it passes all understanding. It's a space of source that is the divine, that you are one with, that you are not separate from. And as you acknowledge, as you allow, as you lean in, as you trust that knowing, that connection that's in here, it shows up in your register, in your interpretation. As you set meaning to whatever you're experiencing, it's being set through this peace that passes all understanding. If you were in a connection point of yourself in which you're not acknowledging this divinity of yourself, this divine alignment of yourself, this connection point of source of yourself, if you're not acknowledging that, no separation factor, that you are one with this space of peace, with source itself, with the I am, with the divine, and that you're not navigating this on your own, but you're navigating this surrounded by love, surrounded by divine intervention, no matter what the space looks like, that is available. If you're not acknowledging that, then you're running in and as a separated self. You pulled yourself away. People say, why did God leave me? Why did God forsake me? Why did God turn his back on me? Well, for one, I don't think it's a guy. My personal belief, doesn't have to be anybody else's. My personal belief, my personal experience is it's a energetic vibrational alignment. It is love itself. It is the core space of creation, the vibration of love. It makes creations. It becomes form to explore and experience and expand. And in this particular life, it is you. It is me. And we are one. We're having a now. And we are not separate. And so when we have experiences that we let the experience be bigger than us, it's because we forgot and we are being separate. And the peace that passes all understanding can't come forward and can't be felt and can't be registered and aligned in with us because we're not with it. We're not with that space of ourselves. We've separated ourselves out. We're in victimhood mode. We're in the space of the self that says, I'm alone. This is bigger than me. This has more power than me. This is on top of me. This is too difficult. And only you can make the decision to allow the divine to be registered by you, through you, as one. And only you, for yourself, can make the decision to embody, run, emanate, broadcast peace. even in the spaces of chaos, even in the spaces of anger, even in the spaces of fear. Peace is the ability to stay with what is and allow your presence as that peace that passes all understanding to actually alchemize the energies and shift and move the space for you. You can't force it for anybody else. Their register is going to create, and their meaning's going to align their particular experience and their particular reality. But it will play a role in how you interpret and in how you experience. Staying with what is and holding the alignment of peace changes everything. We're not trying to avoid it. We're not trying to escape it. We're not trying to get out of Dodge. And because we are maintaining the alignment of that space of our divinity, the peace that passes all understanding is available to the space. Having peace that passes all understanding is staying present even in discomfort. Having a peace that passes all understanding is feeling emotions without running from them. When we run from them, we've given them our power and we've made them bigger than us. You're eternal. You're having a now. It's a blip. I'm not trying to offend anybody or belittle anybody's experiential spaces, but you're eternal. And life can get big, but you are always going to be bigger. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You're surrounded by love. When you trust you and you know that you're surrounded by love, that you're trusting can show up. And that love that you know you're surrounded by can flood in. You're the one directing it all. If it's not showing up, you have not made the connection for it to do so. You've shut the door on that space of you. Open the door. How do you open the door? Trust yourself. How do you open the door? Remind yourself you're surrounded by love. Every time your brain wants to tell you the opposite or the situation wants to tell you the opposite, you have to state and claim, acknowledge, embody what you know that you know that you know. Not because of what you see, not because of what you feel, not because of what you hear, not because of what's going on around you, but because you know that you know that you know. You're facing reality directly. You're not hiding in the sand. You're not pretending things are something they're not. You're acknowledging, you're processing, but you're choosing to embody peace. You can choose to embody fear. You can choose to embody anger. You can choose to embody chaos, whatever it is. Or you can choose to embody peace. You say, yeah, but this situation is horrible. Who could embody peace in this situation? You can. I have seen some really big spaces, and I've watched family members go through some really, really big spaces, and they were the epitome of the peace that passes all understanding. And you do not have to do it alone. This is really important. There's this really powerful space of ourselves that got distorted by religion, and it's very hard to untangle it, but it's possible. When you are navigating life as a human, you are not separate from Source. If your word is God, God. If your word is Spirit, Spirit. But you're not separate. You have an experiential vessel point of reference that is unique to you, but within the experiential point of reference unique to you, having your life is a unwavering, deeply connected space of spirit, space of source, space of God, the I Am, the Holy One. It is not religious. It was never meant to be religious, except for manipulation purposes. And there are a lot of really beautiful, good points that came from religion that kept morality at the forefront and love and kindness to one another at the forefront. So it's not like the whole thing is crap. But there are some really dark, judgmental separation points in there. And those were the distortive manipulation factors. But peace that passes all understanding is in a connection point with the divine. That's how it passes all understanding. And you are the divine having a now in a specific increment of itself. So you have your you that's going to need its wholeness. You're going to need spirit. You're going to need God. You're going to need your spiritual sacred self. You have to make the decision to allow it, because it cannot force itself into this space of you. It's your journey, it's your design, and you will wake up and you will remember how, when, in the way you're ready to. And part of the wake up and part of the remember who you are is this space of yourself as spirit. You're having a now. And when you are living in the peace that passes understanding, you're allowing the now. You're not judging the now. And your now becomes more beautiful than you could ever imagine. And you live in this incredible alignment of peace and balance majority of the time. Every once in a while, there'll be a stretch point space designed by you masterfully to provide exactly what's needed to move into the next space of you. But it won't even feel big like it did the last time, or daunting like it did the last time, because you moved into a new alignment of yourself. So when you register and you set meaning and you interpret, you're coming in at an entirely different level. You're staying present with the discomfort just long enough to allow it the space to feel the presence of peace. And instead of the space deferring to you and controlling you in some way, you are impacting the space. We can feel the emotions without running away from them. We can face reality directly. We can remain steady when things feel intense. And it's the ability to remain with the experience without fragmenting. That is the peace that passes all understanding. It is being grounded. It is the embodiment of this space of ourselves, this vastness of ourselves, this wholeness of ourselves that we are here to be. And we're ready to be it. We're ready to be it. It's a level of this peace that passes all understanding is a level of discernment we now embody, that registers the experiences, that reads the spaces of our lives, and knows that it knows that it knows. Intuitively, very quickly, we're going this way, we're going that way, we're not going further, we're coming back, we're going in, whatever it is, the discernment is expanding. There's this opening happening. There's this massive space of us unfolding where we're learning the difference between perception, imagination, emotion, reality. Discernment is coming in at a new level. And this is really, really important. It's really, really helpful when you're landing the peace that passes all understanding. You're opening up into new levels of yourself. And there's no more misinterpreting experiences because the sacred self is more on point. The sacred self is more welcomed. And the separated self has been healed. And so the misinterpreting of experiences isn't happening as much anymore. We're not feeling like we're the victim like we used to. We're not automatically going to, why did they do this to me? Why are they always so hard on me? Why don't they understand me? Why don't they listen to me? We're no longer misinterpreting the world as they're wrong, I'm right. We're no longer living in an overly suggestible state where anybody tells us anything and we believe it. You're so stupid. I know. Why don't you shut up? Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Okay. I can't do this because they always used to tell me I'm not smart enough. We're living in this space of ourselves now with the peace that passes all understanding, the embodiment of spirit within form, and we're no longer misinterpreting our experiences. This is another space that's happening for us. We're no longer becoming overly suggestible. We're really starting to trust ourselves. We're really starting to land a level of clarity as the discernment is opening, as the embodiment is grounding in. And the spaces of ourselves that used to create types of scenarios to worry about, overthink about, they're calmer now because peace is flowing, because peace is present, because we're present, because we're more available to our wholeness in our now. The peace that passes all understanding keeps our hearts and minds in the I am. The heart and the mind. The way we feel and the way we think being aligned within the vibration of spirit, within the vibration of the one, within the vibration of origin, essence, prime consciousness. The heart feeling, sensing, registering, interpreting is key. The mind processes more analytically and is more fear-driven. The heart processes more intuitively and is more love-driven. And the peace that passes all understanding is within that coherency of the heart and the mind. That we know that we know that we know in our heart, with our heart, and then our mind backs it up with a belief structure we build, purposefully, intentionally, consciously build, that will initiate actions and phrases and words and ways in which we will confirm our signal and our vibration of the peace that passes all understanding. When we allow ourselves to think over these spaces and just ponder them, contemplate them, we are allowing these spaces to open and expand. People say, what is something I can do? Can you tell me something I can do that would help me expand spiritually? Think about what that means to you. Picture, imagine, intentionally connect in with, what does it mean for me to spiritually expand? What does it look like to me? And you just think about it, you play with it, you daydream about it, you ponder it. Think about it before you go to sleep at night. You probably dream about it. You can meditate on it, put a meditation on. I got a lot of them on my channel, Garris, another channel on YouTube. Go check it out. Listen to one of those meditations, and as you listen to it, lay there with your eyes closed, sit there with your eyes closed and think, what does my spiritually awakened self look like? What does that space of me do? What does it think? What does it feel? What is it capable of? The more you think about that, the more those spaces of you will come into prominence in your field. The peace that passes all understanding. The more you think about what does that mean to me, the more that space gets to open up. Whatever you focus on expands, including the peace that passes all understanding. If you think about how it's impossible to stay in peace when something is falling apart, then you're feeding that belief, and that belief will be true. But if you were to think about what it is like, even if you're imagining or creating a thought process of what it's like to maintain peace in the face of adversity, of chaos, of upheaval, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Now you are expanding that space. Wherever you place this, wherever you direct it, you're creating it. You're creating it. You're designing it. You're aligning it. And you can reset at any given moment. The peace that passes understanding, the ability to stay with what is, not trying to escape it, not trying to avoid it, but not allowing yourself to become it. Not allowing yourself to become it. Let it become what you are. Don't allow it to make you become what it is. People say, oh, I feel, or they'll say, oh, I am so anxious. And I say, you could say, I feel anxious. It's a feeling that comes and goes. Am anxious is like, it's a done deal. You're just anxious person, you know. it seems simplistic. And I guess at the end of the day, the set belief structure behind the thought is the most important thing. So maybe the person saying it doesn't even mean it that way, and that's fine too. But I know you know what I mean. It's that whole directing your flow and remembering you have the power to do so. And in many ways, the responsibility to do so, especially when you're at a level you're at now. If you're listening to this, if you've found your way to the AwakenPod and you like the AwakenPod content, then you have a responsibility even to direct your flow, because you can't go back. You can't stop. This awareness level of yourself that you are now at and in. And it's beautiful, and it's connected to this knowing that is tapping into and expanding into this peace that passes all understanding, and bringing it into your own life, your own world, and inevitably the entire human collective, as we are a unified field. And as we allow this concept of our focus and this concept of our mastery and this concept of the alignment of the peace that passes all understanding with the wholeness, this divine space of ourself, this spirit space of ourself that's inhabiting the form, carnal, flesh-based space of ourselves. As we're doing this, not only are we strengthening the peace that passes all understanding to be more embodied by us, more available to us, as us, through us, and not only are we also at the same time grounding our energies, because we're the embodiment of this process. By being human, we're embodying the process, but we're strengthening our discernment. We're strengthening the way in which we place meaning. We're strengthening the way in which we gauge the realities. And there are multiple realities at all times available. You go into a space of experience and you have an innumerable amount of choices as to what you're going to categorize this space as, whether it's judged or whether it's loved, whether it's valued or whether it's hated. And whatever you choose is going to create, yes, a reflection that will match the alignment you chose. Peace that passes all understanding. It's an ability. It's an ability. And it's everyone's ability. However good you get at that ability is up to you. From practice makes perfect. It's an ability to remain physically embodied, emotionally regulated. These are important. Mentally clear and functionally engaged with reality while experiencing the space itself, not allowing the space's energies, whatever anybody else is doing in the space, to dictate or direct your flow, but remaining in a sense, grounding and embodied, allowing expanded awareness, processing the stress through the filtration of the peace that passes all understanding. That sustained ability is the mastery landing. And mastery is spiritual awakening embodied. Peace that passes all understanding embodied. Spirit embodied. Grounded in through the embodiment, the sustainability to remain physically embodied, emotionally regulated, mentally clear, engaging the space from peace. You'll get better and better and better at it as you continue to lean in, as you continue to trust yourself, as you continue to allow. We say the word allow, and I know some people say allow like what? Allow whatever, allow people to be mean, allow people to push boundaries, allow. What do you mean, allow? You're allowing the space means I'm not placing it inside any specific meaning. I'm not attaching myself or anything else to the meaning, to the space, to the experience. I am who I am, period. I am peace that passes all understanding, period. I may fluctuate a bit with my vibration as I register the emotions or the connection points of the space, but I don't become it. I don't get all up in it. I don't stay there. I'm just moving through a space that's occurred. I'll be on the other side. I'll still be peace. Sustained ability, mastery, the higher mind, the higher heart being embodied within a now. And there are some spaces where peace that passes all understanding gets judged. Yes. And some people will say, well, then you're just putting your head in the sand, or you're ignoring the facts, or you're delusional. If you're holding peace during the midst of something tragic or difficult or hard or uncomfortable, if you're holding peace, then you're delusional. What is my other option? Become angry, become traumatized, become fearful, become uncomfortable, and allow myself to feed the energies that are out of balance in the space that created the space to begin with? Or do I choose the option of remembering who I am, and that whatever I'm experiencing is just that, an experience, but it's not who I am, and that I know that I know that I know I am, and I am having a now, and I choose to embody the I am in the now, not the discomfort in the now, not the dis-ease in the now, not the trauma in the now, not the fear in the now, but I choose to embody the peace in the now. We all have these choices, and they're incredibly valuable, because every single time one of these choices shows up, it's a design specifically aligned to create the most beautiful, optimal bridge point to the next space of you, to the next space of me. And as we trust ourselves, and as we lean in, and as we allow, and we show up with presence and peace as best we can at every increment that we're anchoring it, at every new level that we're landing it, we're embarking upon and into the journey of the ever-expanding us, where the peace that passes all understanding abides, where the distortions have been alchemized by love, where spirit and form are one. So I lay this at your feet. Thank you, unendingly, Holy One, for being a member of the Awakened Pod. Thank you for your space in the Awakened Pod. Thank you for your space in this now, choosing to live awakened. Thank you for being the peace that passes all understanding. Blessings upon all your nows, Holy One. Blessings upon all your nows.